Hello, everyone. Coach Ed here again, and we are working together through this family experience with the goal of increasing our mental and emotional strength. All of us, children, adults, teenagers, we're working on this together. Before we move on to the second week, let's revisit the first week a bit. And I'd like you to do a couple things as a family. First of all, discuss this. What did you learn? What stuck with you? And anybody can share, not everybody has to do that. What is the case there? And secondly, revisit your family mission. Were you able to make a decision on a family mission, something you'll do together? Or were you not? Are you still discussing it? Try to make a decision tonight so that you can move on for the next few weeks and work together on this. You may need to do some planning as well still. What are the tasks that need to be done and who's going to do them? And remember that this is all about being a team on a mission. This all helps us grow mentally and emotionally, and mostly because we need to know that, we can't be everything. We're not good at everything. We don't have to be good at everything. And when we're on a team, we can use each other's strengths. The mentally and emotionally healthy person, strong person, knows that they need other people. So discuss that a bit, would you? All right, I hope you had a good discussion and you've decided on your mission. Put it into action this week. Now let's look at more specifically what it is that we as individuals have to offer to the team on a mission. In other words, that's our personal mission, really. What gifts, strengths, talents do we have that we can employ toward the end of accomplishing our mission as a family? We know a lot about what we're good at, but we don't always have a lot of clarity or the definitions, the words to use to describe them, and we just generally don't focus on them enough. Dr. Don Clifton is commonly known as the father of strength psychology or positive psychology. Now, Dr. Clifton, when he was back in his days working on his PhD, did a lot of research, and he is best known for this quote that you see on the screen. He said, "What would happen if we focus more on what's right with people instead of fixating on what's wrong with them?" We do an awful lot of fixating on what's wrong, don't we? We just have a sense in our society that we want to be a balanced person, so we have to be good at everything. We don't realize that we're just never going to be good at everything. Instead of focusing on the things that need to be fixed, things that need to be changed, our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, our failures, to focus on our strengths. What is good about us? What is our superpower that we can use for the good of the world? And in this case, for our family on a mission. We're going to watch a video clip. This one's from The Incredibles 2. Oh boy, did I love The Incredibles. And I'll talk more about that in a bit. But I want you to watch this clip now. Watch this clip and look for superpowers. Look for the superpowers that Jack employs. Look for them. Find them. Be a student. Be an investigator. And watch carefully and see what you see. What are the powers that he employs? He's on a mission. His whole family's on a mission to save the world, combat evil. And he discovers, he connects this raccoon with something he's watching with some robbers who have masks on. And then he engages. Watch as he engages. Isn't that a great clip? I just absolutely love that scene. Feel sorry for the raccoon. The poor raccoon did not know what he was getting into, right? Oh my goodness. I also hope you enjoyed thinking about the specific strengths of the family and Jack Jack. He's the youngest member of this team, Incredibles team, family team, who are on a mission. Great example of exactly what we're talking about. He's the youngest member, and they're just all discovering his superpowers. There's going to be a lot to be worked out with his superpowers, right, in the future. But they're discovering, and Dad, Mr. Incredible, is taking note of these things. And he says, at the end there, remember, he says, he has powers. He has powers. Then what happens next? So first of all, he affirms the power. He affirms and focuses on the strength. In our society today, with all of our negativity, and we just seem to be looking for ways to point out people's shortcomings, there were a lot of things that he could have pointed out in Jack of his shortcomings or the things he did wrong. He burned things up all over the place. And his little indication at the end there, very end of the clip, that he knows what's coming. There's going to be more things burned up and destroyed by Jack before he learns how to effectively use his strengths. It's such an important thing, though. We do such good by affirming strengths. I can't tell you how many teenagers in particular that I've talked to who feel like the only thing my parents care about is they're always trying to fix me. They just want to fix me, and they're always focused on negatives and not on the positives. All that's worse now, of course, during COVID and the isolation that we have. But it's a great time to turn that around and focus on what's right about a person more than being fixated on what's wrong with them. Let me tell you how that can impact a person. I'll tell you a short story. I used to be a high school baseball coach, all homeschooled players, and we went to a tournament out in the Midwest, and it was called the Northern Homeschool Baseball Tournament, something like that. Our team was pretty good, but not great. But we went to have fun. It became like a mission in and of itself to go to this tournament, all the planning. We stayed in college dorms, played ball, had a great time, had great fellowship with each other, and it was a great thing. And one of the things that we did toward the end was I had everybody in the whole team sit around, and we did, I call it strength bombardment, or we affirmed every player, the skills, character qualities, personality traits, the things that we appreciate about each other. I'll never forget the reaction of one young man, Kevin. Kevin was known as the troublemaker. Kevin has been labeled this way by many people as always getting into trouble, always causing problems. And he had taken on that identity, I think. If I'm going to be labeled a troublemaker, well, I might as well be a troublemaker. So he leaned into that identity a bit. But you could tell he was angry, frustrated, didn't believe people really loved him for who he was. And when the whole team went around and every member of the team added something that they appreciated about Kevin, he broke down and wept. It was amazing to see, and how that bonded the team together and how it affirmed him. I'm not sure anybody has taken time, especially incredible time like that, to really affirm him, the good in him, to take the time to focus more on what's right with him, what we appreciated about him. It made a huge impact on his life, and it can do the same for you. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to just have you work on this together as a family. I'm going to finish with this video at this point, but let me give you the matter is the discussion. Then we'll talk about the assignment. Two things. One, I want you to take take turns. Each person share something that what you see as your strongest superpower, your strength. And it can either be something because you think it's really powerful strength, really impactful, or maybe you just like it. You like using that strength, or you think you can make a real change in the world, or whatever. One thing: if anybody doesn't really know what their strength is, then the rest of the family chip in what you see as their one or two of their primary strengths or superpowers. And then the second thing I want you to do is you're going to have an assignment now this week coming up. We want everybody, in addition to what you've discussed, I want everybody to get a scientific assessment of your strengths. There's a number of them, and some of you may have already taken an assessment. That's great. If you've already taken an assessment, you have a scientific determination of your strengths, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to look again at your report of your strengths. Read the definitions again. I want you to pick out one of them that you're going to work on over the next couple weeks. You're going to work on it because, again, you like it, or it seems really powerful, impactful. Those are great. Any of those reasons. You pick one, but you're going to focus on. Next week, I'll tell you more about what you're going to do. But anytime this week, you can also do some research on that. Go on YouTube, type in that strength, and you'll come up with all kinds of videos. So easy today, given the nature of our world. And Google and YouTube and all such, we can find out anything we want. So learn about those strengths as you have time. For anyone else who's never taken a scientific assessment, we're going to send you to Incredible Family. And I'm not going to go into all of it right now. I've got written instructions that one of the parents have, and it tells you which links to go to take the assessments. The parents are going to take the Incredible Parent Assessment for themselves, assess themselves, their parenting strengths, and then you can do it for any child. I guess 14, 13 and under. Parent takes the assessment, and you get results. For anybody, if you get results where the parent, I want the parent to have a discussion, a one-on-one discussion with your son or daughter this week, and I want you to look at the results, read the descriptions, and let's again pick one of the top three or four strengths. Your top 3 or 4 strengths. Pick one, and that's again what you're going to focus on. And you can do any research you want. Go out there and search the internet, search YouTube. For something that'll help you understand it better. And then we'll come back with that. So I want you to focus on it now. Teenagers, you can let your parents take the Incredible Kids Assessment, or you can ask them if you can take the Clifton Strengths Assessment. And if your teenager wants to do that, just respond to me and ask me how to do that, and I'll send you a code for how to do that. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, folks. I'm very excited that you're participating in this, and I hope this discovery of your superpowers is a fantastic beginning to an adventure for you that brings positivity into your life.